So, now that we've discussed your high-scoring traits, would you like me to discuss the other traits in your report?
Do I need to know about them, even if I don't have these tendencies?
Even if you scored low in these traits, we all still display these traits to greater or lesser degree.
That's fine. I did wonder what you meant by cognitive dissonance. It sounds very cheap, very deep.
It isn't really all that cheap. It is just our tendency to justify what we do, even when it conflicts with our personal beliefs. It's something that we all do.
Such as?
Smoking, for instance. People know that smoking is bad for them, but they do it anyway because they justify it for themselves by saying that if they didn't smoke, they would gain weight, so they might as well keep smoking.
That's interesting. But what does this all have to do with investing?
Cognitive dissonance is the tendency for people to make excuses for the bad investment decisions that they make, so then they keep repeating the same mistake.
Yeah, I can relate to that. I've often wondered why my colleague, who always loses money when she buys on tips from her colleagues, just keeps on doing that.
Yes, exactly. People tend to invest based on what other people tell them rather than make up their own minds so that they don't feel so bad when they make mistakes.
This is really interesting. Even though I don't have a high score in these areas, what else can I do about it?
Well, whenever you invest, I recommend looking at first principles. What is the reason you're investing? Is it within the parameters that you've set for yourself? If not, I'll recommend that you rethink this investment.
Yes. So what else does it say here? What's this thing? Framing?
Now that is a glass half full or half empty type of situation. Say for instance, if a shop was having a 20% sale and you buy something for $100, it's easier to think that you had saved $20 than you had wasted $80.
I have to tell my wife that.
It's human nature. People tend to have stronger emotions when they lose money than when they win money.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. You know, the other day I won $5,000 in the casino and I felt pretty happy. But just 1 month before, I lost $5,000 and that really hurt.
The problem is, sometimes to avoid this bad feeling, people refuse to cash out of investments that are losing money, when in the long run, it's probably better to cash out and reinvest.
Yes. So, what is this last tendency over here called overconfidence? Is this just some way of saying that you've become too smug?
No. This tendency is not about being smug. It's about feeling that we have more control over our investments than we actually have.
Yeah, but people who invest are usually experienced. So why wouldn't they have control?
Yes, that is exactly the problem. Even the most experienced investors cannot exactly predict the market. In fact, sometimes the more you watch CNBC, the more you surf the internet, the more confident we may feel, but actually, it could make us more confused.
But sometimes I really think that I can beat the professionals when it comes to finding the star performers. But then when I lose money, I feel like I should have consulted my bank.
Well, yes, in fact, overconfidence does sometimes make one overtrade or take too much risks. But the fact that you didn't score very high in overconfidence suggests that this shouldn't be too much of a problem for you.
That's comforting to know. You know, this has been a really educational chat. Perhaps next time we can sit down and go through my portfolio and see what I need to do. Now that you know my, what do you call it?
Investment personality? That sounds great. How about we make another appointment in a couple of weeks and then I can go through your portfolio and see how I can help you.
Yep, let's do that.
Sounds good. Thanks for coming in.
My pleasure.